White privileged men apologizing. Why? Well, we're going to talk about it when we get back. I'm CLM II for Style with Power, the channel that helps empower men through style. Hey, happy Monday. We hope everyone out there had a fantastic weekend. So today we have another action-packed show for you. We're going to talk about white privileged men apologizing. Of course, we have two in mind, which everyone knows. The host of The Bachelor, one of the most watched bachelors of all time because it has a black man as the bachelor. And Chris Harrison is out there apologizing for some stupid comments that he made, and we're going to talk about that. And then, of course, my own governor, the governor of New York State, Governor Andrew Cuomo, is out there apologizing. It doesn't seem like no matter what he says, more and more people are coming out, talking about his sexual harassment allegations. So we're going to talk about both of those. But before we continue, listen, if you're into videos that talks about style and fashion and empowerment and mindset and relationships, well, hopefully this is the channel for you. And so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you'll know every time that we upload a video, and don't forget to hit the like button. Well, before we get into those stories, we're going to first talk about fashion. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is jewelry. What men should be wearing when they're wearing jewelry, like I have on today. In our first segment, what should I wear? When? Well, we're going to talk about jewelry today. And men, a lot of men wear jewelry. Some don't wear jewelry. And we're going to talk about the proper way to wear jewelry. We don't really want to be gaudy when we wear jewelry. As anyone who's been watching my show over the last year, you see that I wear different types of jewelry. I've been wearing the beads around the wrist lately. That's my go-to thing for the past year. And I found someone who has done some great work on these beads, and they kind of go with the necklace and the ones around the wrist. But you know what? I'm going to show you a video that I did a while back about jewelry. And let's take a look. Okay, as you can see here, these are the accessories that a man would wear on his hand for everyday wear. So as you can see, this is my hands with nothing on it. Okay, so here we are with the accessories, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with the ring finger. And this is the ring finger on the left hand. Because I am married, I always wear my wedding ring on, of course, the left hand ring finger. And there you go. So every morning, this is what I put on first, my left hand ring finger. And then, of course, I put on my silver watch to match. And this is normally how your left hand should look. A watch and the ring, and now you have a sense of style and a sense of elegance. It doesn't look gaudy. It looks very nice and pleasing. I know some people like to wear a lot of different rings. They'll put a ring here. They'll throw a ring on the pinky finger. I've seen people throw a ring on the pointer finger, and then you're walking around and you got all these different rings on, and that looks a little bit gaudy. It doesn't really look good. It's a little bit gaudy, all right? So you definitely don't want to do that. You definitely just want to have your nice watch and your nice ring. If you're married, your married ring would go there. Now, if you're not married, you can get yourself a nice ring finger. So if I wasn't married, I would probably wear this ring every day. Nice ring, has little diamonds in it, right, to go with my watch, and that's pretty nice. So that's your left hand right there. That should be your left hand. Now, for your right hand, what I usually do on the right hand is that sometimes I throw on the pinky ring on the right hand. So now I have one watch, one ring on the left hand, and then a pinky ring on the right hand. And along with the pinky ring, I may just throw on my little bracelet here, so that I have the bracelet and the pinky ring, I have my watch and the ring finger, usually my wedding ring. Put my wedding ring back on, and there you go, and that's my wedding ring. So sometime I'll have that look there. This is the right hand, and this is the left hand, and that's pretty nice. That's nice, elegant, stylish. So a ring, a bracelet, a watch, and my wedding band. Sometimes I don't wear the bracelet, sometimes I may just wear the ring alone. Okay? Now to set the whole thing off, I then throw on my cufflinks. These cufflinks, little diamonds in the cufflinks. And there you have it. So that's how that would look. My ring has little diamonds in it. My watch, my cufflinks with little diamonds in it. And that looks nice and elegant, nice and stylish. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to do too much. That's nice. My belt buckle will go with this look, with the silver belt buckle. And I'm good to go. All right, now let's look at it with the gold pieces. So with the gold, once again, I have my gold wedding ring with the little diamonds in it, and my watch here with a little diamond on top. So that matches nicely. And then I went out and got me the cufflinks with the emblem of my name, the letter of my name, little diamonds around it. So little diamonds here, little diamond here, little diamond in there, and that looks really, really nice together. And that goes very, very nice. And this is on my left hand here. And then on my right hand, I have a little pinky ring with diamond, and then I'll throw on my bracelet that will go with that, which has a nice diamond cut in it. It doesn't have diamonds in it, but it has that diamond cut. So sometime in the light, it can look like you have little diamonds in it. So it gives it a nice look. So there you have it, the gold. I have a little cufflink here. And I have my other cufflink will be on this side. Other cufflink there, and that would be on my right hand. Now, if you like to have a little more conservative look, you can get just a nice gold cufflink, and it'll be a little bit more conservative. And if you don't feel like wearing the pinky ring, you can just have the bracelet on. That'd be nice. Sometimes I just wear the bracelet. Sometimes I just have the pinky ring by itself. All right? So that you don't have to, if you want to be a little more conservative. So there you have it. Let's take a look at some of the pieces that I've gotten. So I usually like to wear it with a beautiful watch, and I received this beautiful watch right here, beautiful color, purple, and she made a great bead combination to go with that. So we see how that looks there. So I usually wear the watch and one set of beads on one hand, and then on the other side, on my other hand, I'll wear this one. So this is a beautiful combination here. I just love this. This is great looking here. And then every now and then I can throw these beads on, and it's a little lighter color, but this also goes with that combination there. So that's fantastic. So this one I love here. This is a nice wooden watch. These are fantastic. These are great. Probably gonna pick up a few more of these. This is really, really nice. And so she made these beads to go along with it. So as you can see, kind of fits there really, really nice. So I'll have these two on one side, and then I'll have this one. No matter of fact, I'll have these two on. I'll wear these two together. As you can see, that goes. They're both wood. That goes together greatly. And then I'll wear this one, more of a little bling, on the other side. So that's really nice also. So I like that. And then the last combination I'm going to show you, it's a nice black metallic colored watch here. And what I'll do is I'll throw this on with it. Some nice bling on that. I'll throw that on one side. And then I'll wear this one on the other hand. And these go fantastic. It just looks really, really good. So those are some of the combinations. That's what I wear now. This is the last one I'll show you. I'm wearing this one now. Beautiful color here. It's like a Cote d'Ivoire wine color. And she made this one to go with it. Nice color bead. And then on the other side, I'll wear this. And then I'll throw on the ring on the pinky. Go with that. So that looks great. So those are just some of the combinations. Some of you may see I love red. It goes with my logo. So I bought some red glasses to go with this one. And then this is a white one, really nice. And I have some white frame glasses to go with this. So as you can see, I'm kind of big into accessories, right? So that came out really, really nice. And then the last thing is that with this watch combination, I have a chain. I don't wear too many chains, but then I have a chain to go with it. So I'll throw the chain on and all of these go together. So that's great. Hopefully that made sense to you. And as I said in the past, men, when we wear jewelry, we don't really want to wear a lot of jewelry and we don't want to look outlandish. We want to make sure that we are nice and conservative because women and men know when you're wearing jewelry in a stylish way, right? If you have too much jewelry on, it looks a little bit gaudy. So hopefully that helped you out. Before we get into our next segment, I'd just like to say to you that this segment is being sponsored by the like button. So just smash that like button because you'll definitely help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Now it's time for our next segment, Hot Topics and Current Events. White privileged men apologizing. And you don't usually see this a lot, but you've been seeing a lot more lately than you've ever seen in the history of this country. Because for years, white men just felt that they were able to get away with anything that they wanted to get away with, say whatever they wanted to say. And of course, a lot of them have even committed violence. But as we can see in today's society in 2021, they're not getting away with a lot of the foolishness that they've been doing throughout the history of America. And we have two gentlemen who now are facing the wrath of society. We have Chris Harrison from The Bachelor. Now, what's his story? Well, he happened to defend a young lady who was a contestant on The Bachelor, and the things that she did, which were considered racist. She went to an antebellum party, and if any of you know anything about antebellum, that has to do with slavery. And she went to an antebellum party, and and Chris Harrison believed that it was okay. But you know what? Instead of me, talking about it, let's look at these videos.
In the wake of the racism controversy that plagued the first season of the show featuring a black bachelor, I sat down with the longtime host to find out what was behind his contentious remarks.
It was a mistake. I made a mistake.
This morning, embattled Bachelor host Chris Harrison sitting down with GMA exclusively in his first interview since stepping aside from the franchise.
Tonight, the journey begins again.
After facing backlash for defending frontrunner Rachel Kirkconnell, whose past racist social media posts show her liking a photo containing a Confederate flag and attending an Old South plantation themed party in 2018. She has since apologized for those actions.
Thank you for holding me accountable. I'm so sorry.
Harrison made this case to Rachel Lindsay, the show's first black bachelorette.
It's not a good look.
No, it's not a good. Well, Rachel, is it a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021?
It's
because
not
there's
a
a big
good
difference.
look ever because she's celebrating the Old South. If I went to that party, what would I represent at that party?
I think the biggest surprise for a lot of people is that this season was supposed to be a turning point for the show. We have the first black Bachelor in the franchise's history after 2 decades of being on the air. It was a move that had already been criticized as too little, too late by quite a few people, but now it's being overshadowed by this controversy over racism, but not just by a contestant on the show, but also by its own host. And you are the face of the show. So a lot of people, and I'm wondering, why would you defend Rachel Kirkconnell?
I am an imperfect man. I made a mistake, and I own that. I believe that mistake doesn't reflect who I am or what I stand for. I am committed to the progress, not just for myself, also for the franchise.
My guess, these girls got dressed up and went to a party and had a great time. They were 18 years old. Now, does that make it okay? I don't know, Rachel. You tell me.
You said, quote, is it not a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021? Because there's a big difference. So what is to you, what is the difference? Or is there one?
There is not. Antebellum parties are not okay. Past, present, future. Knowing what that represents is unacceptable.
As you can see, he had some things to say in the first video, and then when he got interviewed again with Michael Strahan, he understood that he made a huge mistake. And as you know, if anyone followed the story, Chris Harrison has stepped down from his duties on The Bachelor. He will not be hosting the very last show of The Bachelor. And they actually went out and they got them a black man to host it. And this young man is on his way to doing some big things. He's a former NFL football player. He now does a show where he has these difficult conversations with white people about the history of the racist history of this country. And we're going to be hearing a lot from this young man. That's the Chris Harrison story. And of course, he probably wants to come back to get his old gig back. And you know what? The world is forgiving. He made a mistake. He admitted to his mistake. And that's all we want. We want people to, when they make a mistake, just admit that you made a mistake. We'll forgive you, and then you can go on with your life. The second white privileged male is New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo. Now, if anyone had watched my videos in the past, you know I am an Andrew Cuomo fan. I'm from New York State. I grew up in New York State. I actually used to work for the state of New York for many years, and I now work for the city of New York. So I'm an Andrew Cuomo fan. I think he's done a fantastic job, but Andrew could be a little abrasive. Andrew could be a little tough. Could be a bully. You know, as long as I can remember, I don't know if he's ever been married. So he's a single guy. He's out there. He likes women, but in his position, you can't do the things that you've been doing. And I know he says, hey, this is the way I am. I'm a touchy-feely guy. I like to hug. I like to kiss. But in your position, you can make people feel uncomfortable. But you know what? Let's take a look at this video.
I certainly never, ever meant to offend anyone.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's voice quavered slightly today as he faced the cameras for the first time since being hit with 3 accusations of inappropriate behavior.
I truly and deeply apologize. I am embarrassed.
It's been a rough few months for Cuomo, embroiled by scandal over his handling of nursing homes, accused of covering it up. Then, in the last week, 3 women, 2 of whom work for the state, have accused Cuomo of unwanted touching and kissing and sexual harassment.
I never touched anyone inappropriately. We have good news, bad news?
It's a stark reversal of fortune for a politician who relished in the spotlight during the height of the pandemic. Cuomo's humorous and informative daily updates filled a void left by then-President Trump, even won Cuomo an Emmy. But many political observers say that kinder person didn't match the bullying presence that's marked Cuomo's career.
Well, I would say the governor is facing the biggest scandal of his political career. And so we saw him at the most contrite we've ever seen him.
Critics say Cuomo is avoiding taking responsibility. Lindsey Boylan, a former state official who accused Cuomo of an unwanted kiss, tweeting, How can New Yorkers trust you, New York Governor Cuomo, to lead our state if you don't know when you've been inappropriate with your own staff?
He's kind of pleading ignorance that strains credibility, because this is a governor who signed into law some very significant anti-harassment laws.
Cuomo says he's not resigning, even as bipartisan calls for his impeachment grow.
I don't think that it's possible for the governor to continue in his position while he is under this investigation.
Cuomo's political fate is now in the hands of his attorney general, who will appoint an independent investigator. The results of that investigation could determine if he remains in office.
As you can see, this story is not going away, and he's going to have some tough times over the weekend. Another woman has come out and said she worked for Andrew Cuomo way back in 2013, and she felt uncomfortable. So more and more people will start to get their courage up, and they'll come out. How this is going to end? Well, the way I believe it's going to end, of course, Andrew Cuomo is not going to resign, and he'll finish out his term as governor. But will he win a re-election? That remains to be seen. But I can say the man has done some good things for New York State, and he does show leadership capabilities. I thought he actually had what it took to go to a higher office, which would be the presidency of the United States. We haven't had an Italian American as a president of the United States. I've seen some strength in him, as his father ran for president way back in the day, and his father was governor of New York way back in the day. I thought Andrew had a better shot than his dad, but now these allegations is going to slow things up. We'll just have to wait and see. So I had the opportunity of hearing a podcast that I think that I'm going to recommend to all of you to go out and listen to. It's a motivational podcast. It's very short. It's only 3 minutes. It's on anchor.fm. Anchor.fm. I'll put the information in the description. And the podcast is actually being done by my mother. Julia Marshall is actually doing a podcast. Now, my mother is in her 70s, but she is giving out some inspirational talk that everyone can listen to and everyone can learn from. So, moms, I just want to say kudos to you, because I know she's one of my subscribers and she watches me every week. You did a fantastic job on the podcast. I recommend anyone out there that's watching this video, go check it out. The description, the link of her podcast will be in the description. And you know what? I'm just thinking I'm going to have to bring her on here so that she'll be able to talk about her podcast and all of her motivational talk. All right, moms, great job. So our next segment is about relationships, and I like to call this segment, "What should I do in this situation?" Here's a great story for you, a great situation. So you have these young people in college, and young people in college, 18, 19, 20, 21 years of age, and of course they're just kind of getting to their relationship, part of their life. They really don't have too much responsibility because they're not really working a full-time job, or most of them are not. And some of them, or most of them, are being supported by family and financial aid money, so they don't really have a lot of responsibilities. So one friend, well, you got the guys who hang out together, you got the girls who hang out together. So one friend meets a young lady, and now they're dating. And they date for a while, and then things just don't work out. Now, if you remember anything about friends, what will usually happen is that everyone hangs out in a group. So even though people are dating in a group, individuals are watching each other. And individuals are seeing that, you know what, I really like her. Even though she's dating my friend, I really like her. Or she's saying, I really like him. Even though he's dating my friend, I really like him. And things kind of get all mixed up together. So you have this couple, they're not doing well, and they decide that they're going to break up. And when they break up, here comes the friend who sees that, hey, things didn't work out with you and this young lady. Is it okay if I date her? So this is always an issue. So the question is, should friends date the ex of another friend? Here's my take. I personally don't believe that individuals should not date just because that person may have dated their friend. Why is that? Because you never know who your soulmate is. You never know who you're really, really compatible with. A lot of times you will have individuals who will date one another, but they'll get along with the best friend of their boyfriend or girlfriend a lot better than they get along with their boyfriend and girlfriend. So I don't believe that you shouldn't date a ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend just because of what they call the guy code and the girl code. Now, of course, this can get you into some trouble because it really depends on the length of time. My scenario is young couples, college kids, just out of college. They probably haven't been dating that long, right? In the scope of life, a 1-year relationship, 6-month relationship, 3-month relationship, it's not a long time. 2 years, not a long time. Now you talk about 5 years or more, now you kind of get into some murky waters because, I've been with this woman for 5 years and now all of a sudden you're stepping in as we break up. That gets a little bit murky. But I still say, sometimes you just don't know who's the right person for you. And even though they've been dating your friend for a long period of time, they may be the right person for you. That's just me. And I understand the guy code, I understand the girl code. But you know what? Let me know what you think. Say something in the comments below and let me know what you think about exes dating friends. Should exes ever date friends no matter what the time period is? And let's talk about it in the comments. I would just like to give a big shout out to 2 movies that I watched this weekend, which I thought were fantastic. Of course, this was the Coming to America 2 weekend, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go and watch it right away. As soon as you stop watching this, go watch Coming to America 2. It was a fantastic sequel to the original. Usually they don't make great sequels to originals, and this is a 30-year sequel. It's not like they did the first one 5 years ago. They did the first one 30 years ago. But I can truly say they really, really did a good job, and they had a whole bunch of stars in this movie, and you're really, really going to enjoy the movie. It's one of those feel-good movies that you can watch over and over and over again to catch all the different jokes, but it really, really was a good movie. I highly recommend it. 2 thumbs up. The second movie I caught this weekend was The United States versus Billie Holiday. And Audrey Day did a fantastic job as Billie Holiday. We all know she can sing. That young lady can really, really sing. She's beautiful, but she can really, really act. She did a fantastic job, and she just won, I believe, the Critics' Choice Awards. Let me tell you, she's definitely going to be nominated, and she definitely is going to have a strong chance of winning Best Actress for the Oscar. I mean, she did a fantastic job as Billie Holiday. I was highly, highly impressed. I advise you to go and watch this movie. You're going to love this movie. It was all about her. She did great. And I was really, really pleased with this weekend's movie. So, Coming to America 2, fantastic. And The United States versus Billie Holiday, fantastic. Audrey Day, kudos to you. Well, that's it for this week. And before we leave, don't forget, hit that like button if you like the content. Hit that subscribe button and become one of my subscribers. And I will see you next week.